You guys got some pads working. Just kind of, what did you see over the last 2 days?
I thought today, for us defensively, a little bit better than yesterday. But that's what you're trying to do. You know, you're trying to build a callus and just honestly entering blocks the right way, you know, entering tackles the right way, all the fundamental things that are important to winning and playing good football, certainly playing good defense. And we get a great look at it because, you know, I think our offensive line coaches do a great job. Those guys are really firm in the front. They play with great pad level. Our backs run with great pad level. I know Chad's all over them about that every day. So that's, you know, more of that will continue to make us better.
The standard that was set with the run defense last year, have you seen the guys come in wanting to build off that and be even better?
Yeah, I think so. I think we know we can be better. You know, there's definitely some meat on the bone there. We left on the bone, and they're all pretty bought into the process. You know, some of you guys who have been around here to practice, you see Coach Jenkins here and you know, Pete Jenkins here in individual drill, and he's kind of been everywhere I've been since I was in Miami, and like, he's the GOAT. You know, he's so much of what I believe comes from Coach, and he's honest. You know, he's come here and, you know, comes in here and he's ripping my ass and ripping everybody. I mean, he's just telling the truth. So we got him in here, kind of just watching everything, making sure we're doing a great job with the drills and training the guys the right way. And he's done a pretty good job for all the teams in the SEC the last 20 years, 30 years. So hopefully having him here, and I know it is going to help us.
Did you have some bad days?
Say again?
Do you need some off days? I mean, there's a lot of positivity, a lot of good things happening, but
yeah.
Do you need days like yesterday, do you think, to help continue to raise the standard, to bounce back, to do those kind of things?
I mean, I just believe in being honest, and, you know, even what anybody perceives as a great day isn't all sunshine and rainbows. You know, you got to tell the truth, and you got to see around corners and see what the problems lying ahead are. You know, it might not get you here, but my college coach, Coach Shiano, used to talk about that all the time. You know, it gets you when it gets you. And you got to be on that, and I think that's a huge part of coaching. So never as good as you think it is, never as bad as you think it is, but you got to be honest. It's the only way for anything to get better. It's the only way anything improves.
Also, Rook and the impact he can make.
Rook?
The impact
Yeah,
he can make.
I think he can make a great impact for us. He's playing really, really hard, learning our system. A lot of the fundamental things that he's learning every day, it's new to him. So in that regard, a lot of this stuff is fresh, and now you're starting to see him apply it, and I think he's doing a good job with it. But like everybody, you know, he's got a gap to close, you know, on where he wants to be, and that's true of everybody out here. But I think he can help us. I think he's done a really good job in the rush, and he's done a good job on early down so far in camp. You know, in the padded days, the last 2 padded days especially, which is great.
Hey, when you're standing beyond the line of scrimmage on a given play, what do you watch?
I try to always watch from the middle out. Personally, I try to watch the game from the middle out, and I think the more you do that, the more you can see. You know, the better you get at doing that, the more you can see. And you got to really, in practice, in my opinion, if you can relax your eyes, you can see a lot more. You know, if you're staring at one particular spot, you don't see the whole picture. But I think our coaches do a great job of anything I miss. They're constantly filling me in. Every time I ask a question, like, all our guys are watching their guys, and where they're standing in the drills and where they're standing in the practice, that's by design. So we talk about that a lot, and they're doing a really good job of that, watching the players' eyes, you know, watching their entry and all that stuff. That stuff is important, I think, for them to get better.
Bryson Combs has kind of looked like he's off to a good start, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, like I said the last time I was up here, that's a heated competition in that room, and you know, I think competition breeds competitors, and Liam did an unbelievable job of that here last year. Like, you know, Matt Dickerson played his ass off on you know, scout team last year, and we ended up bringing him up, and he did a great job for us out on the field. So that's real here. You know, our head coach believes in that. He believes in competition, and if you're doing a great job and you're producing, you're going to get an opportunity to play. So that's what it's all about. It's about stacking days and continuing to produce. But the guys in there are in a good competition, and they're all playing hard.
You're a coach that consistently brings that fire and that intensity. With the pads coming on, are there any players that have stood out early on, and just in terms of the physicality that they've brought to the field?
Yeah, I think we just want that for everybody. Want that to be the culture of the room. You know what I mean? That when we get together, we unit meet, we're going to call that out when we don't see it. You know, and just going to be honest. If it isn't up to the standard, and we're not doing that, and we're not performing physically, and we're not violently finishing, you know, trying to whoop the other guy's ass on every play, it's going to get called out. And if you are, it's going to get celebrated. And I just think that that's a good culture to have, and hopefully we're trending that way. But our players believe in that. from the defensive backs all the way down to the D-line, they all believe in that, and they're great guys to coach, honestly, because of that. They're great. We have great dudes here. Great dudes.
Sorry, Coach.
Yep.
It feels like the defense got their hands on a lot of footballs in the last couple days in the secondary. Just how happy are you with just the progression of that unit, especially with, Coach Matt?
Yeah, I think they've just continued to grow from last year. All those guys, like Jarian, Antonio, and then Eric and Jordan and their leadership and what they've been able to do for some of those young guys like Caleb, Rayon, I think Jalen Husky, Jabbar Muhammad, and all those guys, Buster, how they've all improved over time. And it's great to see because I think Matt and I have a very, very similar coaching style. We kind of coached together for a long time, and we're damn near like brothers, So it's good to see them, and I think he's doing a great job with them.
You talk a bit more about the leadership and the mentorship that Murray brings to those young safeties.
Yeah,
and how
he's like a total pro. It's like having a coach, because even in the meetings, Eric can fill the guys in and fill in the spots if there's anything that he feels like he could clarify or make easier or give past experience to the young guys. It's awesome to have a guy like that who's willing to share. Some veterans, they may be closed off. He's not. He's really hands-on with the young guys, and he wants them to do well. And again, he's honest with them. He just tells them the truth. If it ain't good, he's telling them why it isn't good and how it can be better.
Can you see the benefit of a second year in the system just overall for this defense yet?
Yeah, I just try. I think we're all just trying to stay day to day and how we can, get better, how we can improve it. And there's so much to improve right now. But hopefully that's what we're hoping for. That a second year in the system, I think their communication is better overall. And that's just when you're not learning something, you're practicing it again and again. There's a foundation there already. There's cumulative reps, so there's better communication is one thing I would say.
We talk so much about Travon. What have you seen from him so far?
Yeah.
Different from last year. Is there progress anywhere that you see?
Yeah, he's just even you watch him in the individual working, doing the run game stuff and trying to be super intentional about everything he does. I see that stuff showing up in the practice, and then in the pass rush, he's looked really, really good this camp. So I think he's improved a bunch from where we were here last spring.
Wrap it up here.
What kind of option could Wesley Williams be inside on third down?
Yeah, Wes is he's a guy that's going to get bigger, you can see, but he's already a big guy, so he's got a little bit of a similar stature to Trey, where he's a big end, a guy that's got a lot of strength, and he's probably going to be able to continue to put more weight on, and he's a twitchy guy, so that's what we really like about Wesley. He's really, really smart. He's got great attention to detail, so he's been able to move around a little bit outside and inside, which as a young guy, that's tough, but he's done a good job with it. So we're hopeful that he's able to give us a little bit of help there as well.
Cam, thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Does it finally feel like camp starts for you when pads go on, or?
Camp's been started, but when the pads come on, it definitely take a toll on your body once you get a couple days in. 100%.
How were the first 2 days of pads? How was that for you?
I feel like it went pretty good. Obviously, you go have those ebbs and flows throughout camp days, and you go win reps, you're gonna lose some reps, but it's all a part of camp. You're here to get better.
How much more comfortable are you in this system now? And can you see a difference when you see yourself on film with that?
I'm definitely comfortable for sure. And as far as see a difference, obviously from last year, I had an injury, so I'm playing through some things. Now I'm just getting back into that rhythm that I left off at.
I know. Do you have specific things that you work on during training camp for yourself, or is it just trying to get better at everything?
I say for me, it can vary. So just coming out of a practice like this or something, we'll go in the film room and just say, for instance, we'll be back on the field tomorrow or something. If I feel like I really need to emphasize something from the day before during the next day, then I'll put forth the effort to work on whatever that is. But I'm always trying to iron out something for sure.
I know that you're willing to do whatever it takes to help the team win, but how impactful can you be with them moving you around to different spots on the line?
Me personally, I think that for anybody who plays the game of football, I feel like if you can move pieces around, especially an individual player along wherever, especially on the front, I feel like it can definitely create the offense won't be able to ID where he's going to be every play. So, I definitely is going to keep him guessing as well.
When you and Josh are on the same side, how disruptive could that be for offensive lines?
That definitely could be disruptive, but I feel like if I'm with anybody on this defensive line, I feel like we're going to be disruptive regardless.
Bouncing off of her point, when evaluating your skill set, is there one specific facet of your game that you're hoping to improve upon this offseason?
One thing that I did tell myself I really wanted to improve on, obviously I'm a big power player. I just feel like I need to start playing with my length a little bit more. I feel like if I play with my length a lot more, keep guys from getting on me so much and having to bench press and having to use my strength all the time, I mean, I just start off locked out. I feel like I'll take advantage of a lot more of my reps.
Travon, I know you guys are attacking the edge, as Coach said early in camp. But when you consider what you guys accomplished last year, do you guys even care that you're not getting any respect, considering you got so many guys coming back, you got a coach coming back, all that good stuff?
Man, I've been here 5 years. Throughout them 5 years, we've had some ups and downs. Like when I first came in, we made a playoff run, even though we didn't go deep. But we're not worried about nothing in the past. We're just steadily trying to continuously improve every day. That's the main goal. Like, we're not dwelling on anything. No, sir.
The other day, Josh said that the more that goes through the league, he learns how to watch tape differently. I thought that was interesting. Same thing apply to you? Do you look at things differently now when you watch what you do?
Definitely. You always going to see different things. Like, you can go watch the same film. Just say, for instance, we practice Monday. Say you go back and it's Wednesday. You go back to that Monday tape. You might see something that you maybe didn't pick up on as far as like a small little step or something like that. You're always going to find little small things that you can always correct from film. So I definitely agree with him on that.
You've gone up against him plenty. What makes Tavon a good offensive lineman?
Man, Tavon, he's athletic. He's big, strong. That's what I really feel like sets Anton aside. He can be moved around as well. Like I say, he's an athlete. So I feel like he comes from a basketball background. A lot of guys that come from that background can move well. So I feel like the position that he plays, that's critical.
When's the last time you set foot on that field over there, and what do you think it'll be like when preseason games and the season starts?
Man, I couldn't even put a date on probably the last home game that we had. What it's going to feel like, I mean, to me, it's going to feel like football. Step on the football field, it's time to play football. But obviously playing in front of a home crowd, it give you a little extra spark. But other than that, it's football at the end of the day.
No matter what the inside of it looks like or where people are sitting, what
I don't care how fancy it is. I don't care how old it is. We go play football.
What was your reaction when you saw Travis back, bigger, faster?
Man, it's growth. That's the first thing that came to my mind when I seen him, especially the off-season pictures. That means he really was just honed in on his work. He took the weight room seriously. He took his recovery serious as well. So that's just something that's exciting to see.
Were you like, whoa?
I mean, it's expected, man. Coming from college, that's that transition to college to coming to professional. So I feel like he's just in the right mental space as far as where he's been, where his feet is. He's not in college anymore. He wanted to improve his game, and that's probably just a step to plenty more things that he can do to continuously grow his game, which I know he will.
What are you shooting for personally this year, or is that even something you're thinking about?
Take it 1 week at a time, get a win 1 week at a time, and everything else will work itself out from there.
Thanks, Trey.
Thank you.